Just like the pieces of our lives that from time to time need rearranging, so too those things that surround us patiently wait for their time of changing. This video was brought to you by our patrons and all those who've purchased from the Inspired by Nikki store. Thank you. I'm grateful for all of my returning subscribers. Your continued support and kind words are an inspiration to me. I want to welcome you if you are new and invite you to subscribe to be inspired daily to make the everyday beautiful. Hello and welcome back. You guessed it, it's another lady of the house kind of day. So welcome. I am so happy that you chose to join me today as I just go about my home doing different things. And I have some exciting things planned for today. But first and foremost, one of the things that I have felt like I've been in need of is to rearrange things in my home. This happened after we had our family over this past weekend, and I had to rearrange the furniture so that we could add, I think we just added one leaf. I believe we only added one leaf. We might have added two to the table, and we have 3 leaves that we can put into the table, and we were still kind of squished when we just added that one because we have so many people in our family, and I had to set people up at a couple of different tables still. So the goal is that when we get everybody together, we can all sit at just one table. So one of the things that I wanted to do is just set my home up in a way that it would function well and I wouldn't have to constantly move the furniture around. And I think that it's really good, especially since we're not using the fireplace right now. And the other thing that I love to do is change my furniture around when I've made some big changes in my life. I think I've talked about this before, that sometimes women cut their hair. I like to change my furniture around anytime that there are some big changes in my life. And I think that several things qualify for a lot of big changes that have been happening in my life recently. So it's just a good time, and I love to show this on my channel because I think that it's a great way to inspire others to shop their own home and not feel like you constantly have to be going out and buying things for your home. Sometimes all your home needs is just a little bit of a refresh, rearranging your furniture and just making it like new again. And that's something that I've been doing even before I had my own home, and I would do this within my own bedroom. And it's just something that brings me so much joy. So I hope that you will join me as I finish up here in my home, rearranging all my furniture. But something that has been a big change for me recently that has made life so wonderful is letting go of a lot of the things that I've put on my plate over the past couple of years, and just feeling as if there's always more that I could do to make more money or just make myself busy in some kind of way. And a lot of that has happened on my channel, just how much more I could add, how much more I could grow. And that was my focus when I started feeling like I'm losing my focus here. I'm losing the focus of what I came here to do, which was to inspire all of you to really take so much joy in making a home for you and for your family. And I've really gotten far from what was really important to me. And so sometimes we just need to take that step back and realize that, is the sacrifice worth what we are spending so much time doing, or all the money that we're making? Does it really benefit us? Or is this what we truly had in mind from the beginning? And for me, it's not. So that's why you've seen me take that step back. I've already talked about that before, but I just want you to know that it's really proving to be so much better in my life to do that, and also to just be that homemaker that I want to be. Because when you are filling all your time with all the things, something will always be out of balance in some way. And so it just takes us to step back and to think about those things and ask yourself, what would you be willing to sacrifice? And that's what I had to do. Yes, I'm sacrificing more that I could be bringing in by not posting as often, but that's okay, because I know that ultimately God is in control. He's the one that will be able to provide. And as long as I'm doing what I know will make him happy and do things for him, then ultimately I am going to benefit, and so will my family. And that's what's really important to me, because it doesn't matter if we gain the whole world if we lose our own soul. And I felt myself losing my direction. I felt myself losing my focus here, because it was just always one more. You can always add more to your life. Anyway, when my dad was here this past weekend, when we got together to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I was talking to him about different changes that I've made recently, and he shared a verse with me that I want to share with you, reminding me that this is what's important. And also, he said that this was a verse that he framed and he put on his desk just to remind himself, because I mean, he owns his own businesses. I mean, he's always worked, right? And that's something that he definitely wants to do. But he was just saying that there's always more that we can do and fill our life with, but is it worth it?
Better a handful with quietness than both hands full, together with toil and grasping for the wind. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 6. Today I have 2 subscribers' comments I'd like to share with you from last week's Lady of the House video about what makes everyday life enjoyable. The first comment comes from Linda Henderson. She writes, "Today was a rainy day, but I love to see the morning sunlight with golden beams, the plants on our front porch. I instinctively smile when I see it. It never fails to delight me. It's such a special way to start my day. The next comes from Leanne61 and says, yes, I have a favorite spot in our home in the morning. Our family room is where the sun rises and shines all morning. It's the most beautiful thing. I do my quiet time there and have my coffee. I look forward to it every day. I've noticed the birds singing louder now too. Makes my heart so happy. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing these special spots with us. It's wonderful how knowing what someone else appreciates can heighten our own awareness of our surroundings. I hope each of us will find these spots within our homes and be still to enjoy them each day during our favorite time. Let's talk about how everything is set up and my thought process behind all of this. So I am really loving the buffet table, which is what I'm using this dresser as now, right in front of this window. I didn't think that I would, but I think it will serve a really great purpose, I guess, as a protection for my curtains because the dog likes to lift his leg on them, but it also opens up this entire room. I was feeling like it really closed things off. Now, I'm not saying that it's such a bad thing in the winter time because when we have a fire going, it's really nice to be over here with the couch and all the kids. But at the same time, this would work out well too. This is a great place for us to all play games together. I was thinking I would put this short one over here as more of a coffee table. And I will still be on the lookout for a good, solid coffee table for over here. But this, I think, just works out really nicely for a game table. The dogs love the space as well. So I wanted to have a space over here where I had my plants, because I just love growing plants, and this is the only room that I can really grow them in because of the windows now that we have. My shamrock is doing so well. It's actually blooming now, and it just looks so good. So I like having that over here on the counter. But putting the desk over here I think is nice. Originally I didn't really want to block the window, but I think that it breaks up the white very nicely. So just the counter, and then it would just be white here. I almost put the table, that little table right there over here, but it was just so much white. So putting it behind this chair over here, I feel makes it to where it's not so crowded looking, because I do have multiple plants through this line of sight right here. So having the chair pulled away from the wall, as well as this table and this, I just think adds a really nice dimension to it, and just keeps things off the wall, which I think is good. Now this space, I can't believe how much bigger this space feels, even with it further into the room. But I feel that that's what was wrong with this space to begin with. I was trying to create too much of a living room, like pulling it back a little bit more, whereas it needs to be closer to the fireplace, and then utilizing this whole space right here for the dining room. Pushing this hutch down the wall a bit makes it to where it doesn't feel like there's this really big gap right here. So that was nice. And then look at how much room there is. I don't even think I had this much space when I had everything pushed over here. So like I said, this just opens the room up so much more. It feels so much bigger in here, and there is a lot better flow. And it doesn't feel like you're crowded when you're passing through, which is very important. Now let's go into the family room. I've always loved the way that this sofa looks when you walk into this family room. When we repainted in here and everything, I put this couch back in here, or the sofa back in here, and it's just, I just love it because you can appreciate it, whereas when you're looking at the back of it right here, you can't appreciate it so much. And you also can't when it's so close to the fireplace. It's like the only time you really can see a little bit of it, it's not even the whole thing, is when you're standing right where I am right now. So this looked nice. I just feel that everything has a much better use of space. This can obviously use a bigger coffee table in here, but even having that is nice because it offers somewhere to put your cup. It's just nice, and I do like having a lighter table in there. It brightens up the space a lot more, and I'm still deciding what I'm going to do on the walls, but I am thinking botanicals for sure right here, like a gallery of botanicals right there. That is my thought process behind everywhere that I moved everything. And now, as you can see, we can add 3 leaves in here. Even if we move these chairs up against the wall, kind of do a semicircle right here, we can do that and still enjoy the space with the whole family. I can even bring a couple of chairs into the family room if need be, but it's just a much better use of space, and I can't tell you how much better I feel walking through here. Now it's time to set the table for a lovely ladies' luncheon. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you felt inspired in some way. The extra footage may make its way into my Trash to Treasure video on Patreon next week. So if you'd like to see the rest, please join my inspired community over there. I I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.